And whenever he went to Shimla, the capital of Himachal Pradesh, his usual place where he would spend hours was the coffee house on the Mall Road of Shimla. And he would spend hours over there with party colleagues and plan out party activities at the coffee house. In fact, you rightly pointed out, gradually we are all becoming coffee lovers and coffee drinkers. The British had promoted tea in a big way because they wanted to sell the tea that they were taking from India or from Ceylon at that time, now Sri Lanka, processing it in England and selling it back at high prices to India. I am told they used to even give tea packets free of charge so that more and more people got into the habit of drinking tea. My good friend from Hatti Coffee was suggesting to me that I should promote that India becomes a country of coffee lovers. I myself, since the morning, I had two cups of coffee on the flight. I had one filter coffee at Bengaluru airport. I had one Hatti filter coffee when I entered this venue, and I've had one more over here. That's 5 cups of coffee. After my morning tea, of course, the morning tea was in Mumbai in my home. But 5 cups of coffee. And gradually it's picking up. In fact, international companies are coming to India to sell their coffee. I think it's high time. Instead of exporting just coffee beans or raw coffee, more and more companies should start processing the coffee that is made in India. More and more startups like Hatti Coffee should come into India and start processing the coffee, and not only selling coffee in India, but selling ready to drink processed coffee across the world, so that our Indian branded coffee becomes the taste all over the world. In fact, when Prime Minister Modi goes to any country internationally, or when I go to meet my counterparts in any country overseas, or trade ministers or industry ministers come to meet me in India, we give them a packed box of coffee that the coffee board has prepared with 3 types of coffee in it. Chikmagalur, Coorg, and Hassan district. These 3 coffees we pack in a beautiful box and give it to all the foreign ministers, and Prime Minister gives it to his colleagues, the heads of state, to promote Indian coffee across the world. And I think it's time that we started encouraging more startups like Tejaswi and some of our other colleagues were saying. And therefore, I think they have taken a decision to develop Dobaspet Coffee Board facility. At the Dobaspet Coffee Board facility, we'll be providing space to any companies or any startups who want to come there and start developing their brand, start developing their platform, start looking at sourcing coffee and providing that both in India and internationally. I would invite youngsters, possibly the youngsters from the coffee farmers' families, to look at becoming look at becoming entrepreneurs and start branding, packaging, processing and selling the coffee, so that the value addition will help the industry, will help our small farmers earn more income. In fact, they have just now showed me their plans to set up a skill development center at Balle Honur in Chikmagalur. This center will be a skill development center which will come up in Chikmagalur. They were saying they have a fund shortage. I will make sure that the funds are available to you, either through the coffee board or through the CSR of one or the other companies. But you can start the plans, and we will certainly set up this skill development center and provide encouragement to our youngsters and train them to add value in the coffee chain and earn more money for the coffee planters and coffee industry. I was also discussing with my colleagues what more we can do for the coffee industry. In fact, some of your suggestions I will come to, but what I am given to understand is that there was a scheme for integrated coffee development. This integrated coffee development scheme was discontinued about 13 years ago. There used to be an old scheme which was discontinued in 2011. We have just now, after 13 years, reintroduced the integrated coffee development scheme, and under that scheme we will be providing support for quality upgradation through drying yard, through godowns, through pulpers, through mechanical dryers, solar panel dryers, and other equipment, particularly for mechanization. We would also like to support custom ironing centers where you can buy expensive machines and share it amongst many farmers, for which the Coffee Board is encouraging making farmer producer organizations, FPOs or cooperatives. I am told 12 or 13 FPOs have already started. Their target is 100 FPOs in this region. And I would urge you, Kumar Swamiji, Tejaswi, our MP, all our MLAs and the Coffee Board, please work together, and the KGF, please work together and make collective effort. Small farmers will not be able to mechanize, will not be able to go in for modern equipment on their own because their holding is small. The utilization of equipment cannot justify for small farmers. I would urge all of you, you can make 100 farmer producer organizations, you can make more than that, and each FPO should have as many members as you can collect. Don't make very small FPOs. The larger the FPO, the more your capacity will be to get support from the Coffee Board, the more our ability, because we give 70% subsidy. Coffee Board gives 70% subsidy. If you have a collective scheme as a cooperative or FPO, if you apply as an individual farmer, you can only get 40% subsidy. But if you work collectively, you can get up to 70% subsidy. And therefore, I would like to urge all of you and the public representatives, try to create more and more FPOs. Then all the machinery that we will give, the technology infusion that we can support, the precision farming or smart solutions and fertigation that we can help you with. the use of drone technology or satellite technology can be provided to you as a farmer producer organization or a cooperative. Therefore, I would urge all of you, we have started this scheme after 13 years once again. Drying yard, go down, pulpers, mechanical drivers, all of this can be used by the cooperative or FPO. 70% will be provided by the coffee board, and for the balance 30%, if collectively you bring in maybe 15%, we will help you get a loan from a bank for the balance 15%. And I'm thinking in my mind, once I go back, I will draw up a program by which we will set up a small fund to guarantee the loan that the FPO will take, so that that can be available to the FPO at a very low rate of interest. We'll work out a scheme in the coffee board for the matching loan. If the FPO provides a small component, we'll get you a matching loan from a bank. We'll see if coffee board can create a fund to guarantee that and help these FPOs start processing your coffee, adding value to the coffee, and whatever will be the profit will be shared by all the farmers or the cooperative members, so that the benefit of value addition goes back to the farmers and makes you, and increases the income of the farming community. We also are continuing with the scheme for replantation, for water augmentation, for eco certification,